Welcome back to Ranma Half Anime Review Part 2. This one I'm reviewing episode 17. Yep. Now you might be asking yourself, did you say in the last video that you're going to cover 7 to 12? Well, I had to slightly change it due to the fact that episode 12 was part of a two-parter. Yeah. For episodes 7 through 10, we get introduced to Roga, a character who pretty much becomes a recurring character for the rest of the series. Yep, he's a kid. He's a guy from Rima's past, and apparently Rima had not seen him in almost 10 years, at least about 5 years, I'd say. Yep, he challenged him to a duel, challenged him to a fight because he took the last piece of bread. Apparently, he went to an all-boys junior high for some strange reason. I'm like, wait, this is the late 80s. Why is this still all-boys school? This is so dumb. And apparently lunch, to get a single thing of lunch, you had to basically fight each other for lunch. I mean, seriously, who the heck was running this damn school that allowed this to happen? Yeah, this is utterly stupid. So Rem took, and apparently he blames for other stuff, and then they challenged to field behind his house. He actually had the field on time. But it turns out Rega has got a terrible sense of direction. He does not know how to read a map properly at all. Yep. So, he ended up getting lost. I mean, he could easily just run out of his house, turn left, and then, turn left again to get into the thing. Boom! Pure and simple. Nope, he decided to run to the other side of the freaking country. And this lasted for 5 years. Eventually he found them. And apparently carries a very heavy umbrella. But umbrella he stops carrying around with him after the first couple episodes. Because he gets destroyed. So he fights Ranma in the schoolyard. And then they get into a proper fight. He says, oh yeah, it's set for tomorrow. Like, nope, it's set for today. Yeah, because he can't he's terrible reading calendars. Eventually fight in the park. And Aki has to be there. And, and this is where something interesting happens. Like, they fight and then he brings out these little spinning blades that look like bands. He spins them around. And Aki's hair, while she's arguing with Renma over this, her hair gets cut. Well, before that, her skirt gets cut up as well, though on the seams. And her hair gets cut, which Renma gets angry at that, but it's something that Akane, the main female lead of the series, does not get upset over a man cutting her hair without her consent. Yep, she reacts with nothing. She's a bit sad by it. I would think she'd be angry at this guy for cutting off her hair that she spent so much time growing. Nope. And then she goes to see the doctor who also treated her ankle injury. She's crying over it. And their older sister basically decides to just cut her hair, though Rem had followed her home because they lived together, and cut all the food that she's about to drop. Good thing he's a good martial artist. And then they have another rematch. This time, actually scheduled one, and basically, Akaki's sisters basically were, the middle sister and a couple of her friends basically were placing bets. Yep, and the fight basically spread out all over the place. Yeah, eventually also letting animals out of a zoo, also causing lots of property damage. There was lots of explosions, geysers. At one point, this was actually during the whole cutting hair thing, that Rema's shirt got cut open, and when he got turned to a girl, apparently they realized, though, his chest was exposing, so, yeah. And eventually, when Rugger got exposed with water, he turned into a pig. Yep, a pig. Apparently, when he turns to a pig, apparently his clothes don't come with him, so he turns back into a normal guy. He comes out completely naked. Why the heck this is? Now, apparently he had followed Renma to the island where him and his father were sparring with each other. That's when they fell into their respective ponds. He fell into the pond of this drowned pig. So, he just basically just keeps around and occasionally fight. And that's really that. Yeah, this last from episode 7 through 10, this whole fighting stuff. And then we have Aki get challenged by a rival school. Well, her school get challenged in the school. What is school? Let's see here. Okay, the woman's name is Kadachi. Yep. Yeah, starts up a three-parter with this one. Yeah, because all Rega's plot that basically last episode 7 through 10. He's still in these episodes here. He occasionally goes back to his normal self when he feels like it. Though apparently both times when he does it are these two episodes, he does it while Aki's father is bathing, and her father just says nothing. It's like he just sees a black pig walk into his tub, step in, and come out as a guy. And apparently he's never been told that this is the same guy who cut his daughter's hair without her consent. He reacts with nothing. Yep. Yeah. So apparently this black rose woman, Kadachi, who would later be Kendo's sister, I'm like, okay, yeah. Of course, they revealed this after she left, when she's attacked at the school, when she's in her school uniform. When Rema first meets, like apparently she attacks the martial arts gymnastics team, the three of them, and she beats them, and then they basically beg Akane to volunteer, and then okay, they just teach her how to do the gymnastic stuff. Excuse me, she doesn't use martial arts, but not the gymnastic stuff. So Rega's like, screw this. Like, okay, fine. So he walks in, goes in the tub, comes out, puts his clothes on, and then teaches Akane basically all this stuff. And so it goes really well until she trips over the ball. Yes, they actually use a ball in this. They use a ball. It's basically a martial arts gymnastics. So basically, you have to fight each other with gymnastic stuff. Yeah. So she gets injured, and of course, Renma had basically forced a volunteer because he had to be a girl, so why not? Eventually, they fought for a long time, and then, well, like Canadians were like, "Hey, why don't you go to bed? We'll finish up." And apparently, they were still fighting by the time Aki woke up. They fight they did all nighter of them basically, and they practically almost destroyed the dojo. Does it get fixed? It probably does, but it's never mentioned. It probably Rima's father probably had to fix it. It probably was on pockets after all his son practically destroyed Dojo. So he comes to fight, and this fight kind of starts with episode 13. So, oh yeah, and here's kind of the thing. When before, like I think it was like the night before that she got injured, she had, well, decided to Kachi basically found out about her substituting, so she breaks into her house. She proceeds to fight her. Like she apparently is. I'm glad the fact Aki is not this stupid and not notice another woman in her bedroom clinging on her ceiling as she's freaking Spider-Man. Yep. And they begin to fight. They fight to the rooftop. And of course, Redma is chasing a freaking pig and just happens to run into her. And she instantly falls in love with Renma, basically making her the first woman to fall in love with Renma, besides Akane. It's implied Akane might have feelings for him, but who knows? And at one point, she paralyzed him, and then she's going to make out with him on the freaking rooftop. And, well, Akane sees this. Of course, Akane gets away. Dachi gets away, but then she starts remember the next day. That's when they have the whole challenge thing. And that's when they find out that she's Kendo's sister. Yeah, I'm thinking though, brother and sister. Why the heck does she attend nurse school for? Yeah, this is never explained. Why the heck she goes to nurse school isn't. I mean, they're both in the same grade. She's probably like a year younger than he is. So why isn't she attending the same school as Kendo? It's never explained. And they have their fight in a wrestling ring. Yeah, that's not a joke. It's seriously a wrestling ring. So they proceed to fight, and apparently she proceeds to have hidden weapons attached, hidden stuff attached to her items she's supposed to have, like spikes and the thing. And of course, Akane tries to get disqualification, but nope, it's perfectly legal somehow. Yeah, it's just me or the ref is completely stupid. I think that might be a play on real life referees where they usually portray wrestling as really stupid a lot of the time. Yep, and of course, Roga as a pig got strapped to a freaking chain and handcuffed to Rama's wrist when he's in his girl form. And they fight throughout the last episode 13 until basically she decides to move the ring when she looks like she's about to fall out of the ring. And Rama basically just snaps his fingers and puts the ring back where it was. And he realizes what happened. So he removes the mat, boards, and sees that, of course, they show us briefly that apparently the girls from her school have been hiding under the ring for some reason. Why? Never explained of why the heck this is. And then, of course, then Ranma wins by basically slicing the ring post that Kadachi happened to be standing on, and then she loses via ring out. Yep, that is how she loses. Okay, fine. And the deal was basically that if she wins, she gets Ranma. If Ranma wins, she has my Ranma again. Well, for the time being, she says. So she basically, and of course, Ranma basically tries to get back at Roga because he transforms into a pig and then basically goes to sleep in the same bed as Akane because he has a thing for her for some reason. Yeah, this is a thing with him of the whole entire series where he gets a crush on her, and she has never kept his feelings. The whole series, she's oblivious to this man's feelings. Probably because she has a fiance. It's possible, yes. Mhm. Yep. And then of course you have Ken. And of course you have the pig. Of course, throughout the whole thing, the match basically, Kendo basically is seen calmly commenting on the fact cheering for his sister to win, just so that she can get Renma and he gets Akane. He's still pining for her and basically pining for the pigtail girl, as I guess is Renma. They try to explain to him and he doesn't believe them at all. Nope, he doesn't. He's like this a lot of the time. Yes. And then of course he gets used in the match, and of course then he gets taken off stretcher. Well, of course it's off screen. Guess what? Seriously, the anime says cut outside of the building when they have Rema's father who's in his panda form. Yeah, and all these episodes, in the 13 episodes I've seen so far of the series, you see him in human form maybe 3 times. Because he spends a lot of the time in panda form. Is he stuck in this form? No, not really. He has a kettle of hot water he could easily pour on his head to turn back normal. But does he? Nope. He doesn't. He doesn't bother to do it at all. He is really that damn lazy. Yeah. He briefly gets knocked out, then he basically wakes up. Taylor's kettle with him, and of course, Kazai tries to expose Rema and Roga in this ring. Lucky enough, Akane basically gets a freaking hose during the match. Just before the whole loss. And then at the end of the episode, Keno gives the Renma in his pigtail girl form, and his girl form flowers, red flowers, and then Kadachi shows up, giving her black flowers, as basically for future attempts to seduce for because he plans to continues to do so in the future. Yep, but it does kind of end this little arc in a way. But as for these episodes as a whole, they're interesting to say the least. I think Roga is an interesting character, and yeah, this guy basically is here for almost the entire series, so there's no getting rid of him. Kadachi, interesting character, and she will be back. She's back for pretty much almost the entire series. One of several women who fell in love with Ranma. The difference is she actually meets him, unlike the other women who just lived from his past. That he just happened to be when he was in frickin' China. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So my next video is going to be a comic corner. Yep, on 2 Thor trades. Yep. Alright? But, see you next review. Comic Corner. Bye.